Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I want to apologize for not dropping a video last week on episode 3 for The World Beyond, but just had a busy week, wasn't able to get around to it, as well as the Tales of the Walking Dead and other little things that came out, so I do apologize. But we're here to take a look at episode 4. Family is a four-letter word, so spoiler warning if you haven't seen that on AMC Plus, or if you haven't seen the episode yet. I do believe it comes out next week on regular television, so stay tuned then in case you haven't seen it yet. Anyways, I really dug where last week left off, and this picks up right where it is with Hope and Huck coming to see Iris Felix, and later they get to find out about Will. I'm not sure if I'm assuming she didn't find out about they didn't find out that Percy and Elton are there, but I'm not sure if the whole Percy thing got kept under siege. But obviously tensions are really high. The group here at the perimeter doesn't trust Huck because of the group that we've seen from season 1 doesn't trust them because Huck tried to kill them. And obviously Felix is not happy with Huck. And it ends up into she's drops the bombshell on them that Silas is at the compost site out there, which there is a little bit of Silas in this episode, but I'll get onto that a little bit after I talk about these guys for a bit. And yeah, so Iris and Hope are talking, and Hope lets Iris know how his their dad has a girlfriend, and she kind of hints around like she's interested in a boy, and you know Hope really wants them to come there, and Iris wants Hope to stay there, stay at the perimeter. And it's like there's conflicting ideas on how they want to get stuff done. And it's coming to the realization that they think that the suspicion on how the CRM, which we as the viewers already know because we've seen it, but the suspicion how the CRM's behind the attack on Portland and on or not Portland, Omaha and the campus colony. And with all the empties, the walkers, whatever you'd like to call them at this point, but I'm traditionally used to calling them walkers, but kind of get used to, whenever you hear it on the show, like they refer to them as empties more or less. So, but yeah, so we got Hope and Iris have been talking, and it's like I don't think Iris lets them know that Percy and Elton is there, and we already know that Percy also is another person that wants to kill Huck. But so Huck wants to go on a walk, and Felix is like, "Well, you're not walking by yourself." And a walker kind of comes up, and she's like, "What the hell? Why is that here?" Blah blah blah. Well, like Huck or Felix knocks Huck to the ground and grabs the walker to kind of semi torture. He is like, "I'm gonna kill you here or whatever," and she's like, "Well, my mom will know." He's like, "Well, I'll get you bit. They'll find you bit miles and miles away from here." Blah blah blah. And ultimately, he's like, "I'm not gonna kill you, not here right now. I just want you to know what it's gonna feel like when I do." And they don't want her to know that Will's there because they got Will kind of cleared with the whole faking his death with that missing CRM soldier. But this all kind of gets ruined when Felix ends up coming back to the camp because he kind of after this he leaves Huck alone. Like he kind of got his little taste of revenge that he wanted at the moment. And when he gets back, he didn't even know Percy was there yet, and he's like, I think I just saw Percy walking out of the gun shed because Huck gave up her gun to Adira, and yeah, so Percy's out there getting trying to find Huck, and he wants, he obviously wants revenge for his uncle and whatnot. Well, Will makes a big sacrifice because they're out there trying to stop it. Will makes a big sacrifice, and he basically exposes himself. I know I have a picture of this somewhere. Bear with me just a moment. Is it this? Oh, nope, we're not there yet. You get some live me messing up. Anyways, this is from the same scene, but basically that ends up Percy kind of wanders off, and they're talking, and Will makes the point that she can't say anything because then she's gonna get herself in trouble too. So she ain't gonna say anything, and Huck basically kind of sticks it to Felix like, hey. I know you have every right to hate me. I acknowledge all that, but I'm still the closest thing that you have to a friend inside the CRM. Makes a very solid point. And basically, they're getting ready to take off. They're getting ready to leave. And Hope and Iris have Hope's like, is there anything her finding out that about Silas and um, Will, and just kind of how the fact that they're hunting Will down to kill him. And like she's like, well, this changes things, and I don't know. I don't know where they go from here, but Will does have a talk with that. Apparently, he had a talk with Percy, and things are okay. Like things are chill. He's gonna lay like Percy's gonna kind of like he wants his revenge, but he's gonna lay low. Like he does. They're not trying to risk the perimeter's safety and the safety of all the people here and ruin everything. But with the news that Silas is at that compost site, that's when Will's like, I have an idea how we can get everyone out, which I'm really curious because Will's a character that's crafty. He's been on the inside, he has ideas. And in the meantime, what else is happening in the episodes? Silas, well, the Walker Funhouse, it was like really crazy, but like, well, I know I have it's this picture. So like they're attracting the walkers, they're blowing stuff up, killing them, and Silas is one of the people in charge of the doors. And apparently he's kind of like a little zoned out or whatever, and he goes to leave after like one of the missions, and the boys catch him. So they send him. I think they call it the parade, but basically it's this fun house that has a bunch of like little teethless walkers, but you don't know it. And they send him in there as the like way to kind of punish him, and he ends up like being like super badass about it. Like he ends up like not completely losing rage, but being like, I I think I lost some of my pictures, to be honest with you guys. It's been hard for me to get the Walking Dead World Beyond pictures, a little behind the scenes thing, but he ends up doing really great, and they kind of praise him and let him know like this is their training facility. He almost beat the one dude's record, and that guy's about to be going to a CR. Like they're kind of letting him know like, hey, we all want out of here too. We're just trying to work with each other so we can get out of here. We're trying to have each other's back, blah blah blah, and like he's just a little pissed off about how they like kind of played this little in a way joke on him, and he was still wanting to dip. And Dennis has this talk with him how he needs him to step up because homeboy just got accepted in the CRM. So, and then, basically, I think he's like giving some like, hey, you can amount to something here. Like you're like capable, like you're very capable, and I believe in you. But I'm also gonna be tough on you. And so I wonder if we're gonna see Silas kind of like slow into the role and fit into it a little bit more, which would make some sense. And in the meantime, like Elton's on this weird journey where like he's losing faith in the world, and then him seeing hope there while he's questioning everything just kind of makes him lose it, and he runs off. And we later find out that Asha, I think is her name. I might be mispronouncing her name, or I might even have the wrong name. I apologize. But Adira's daughter gets dialysis treatment from the CRM, and no one else in the town knows, and they don't want them to know. And like it's just kind of making there might be a backdoor agreement going on or something, who knows, but it's just a really interesting scene of why they would keep it a secret and stuff. So I'm really curious to see what goes on with that. But there's definitely a little bit of love tension going on with it. They trust each other, like she trusts tell him, and Adira's worried about it, but she's like, don't worry about it. He cares about me. And what we get to end the episode is Elizabeth, I think, Sergeant, I'm gonna mess up her name, but Huck's mother's given like a video interview. Maybe it's a news broadcast. I'm not exactly sure if it's live, recorded, how it works if both. But she's making a statement about Omaha and Campus Colony falling and all this, and like this really thought out thing. And I want to go through it and listen more because there might be some hints of things going on. I mean, Walking Dead loves sprinkling things like in that, and basically, I think pretty much anything you hear of like a scientist talking in the CRM or any of the officials, it's worth listening to see if you can connect it or predict anything. But afterwards, Huck kind of ask her like about the survivors, what the information is, and like her mom just kind of shucks it off and like, hey, I don't want you to make another mistake. Just stop, blah blah blah. Like, cause Huck even's like, I'm not asking you as like a CRM soldier. I'm asking you like as your daughter, and like she shuts it down. So something like she's starting to question like what happened there too. And it's like Huck was having these flashbacks of when she was getting into Omaha. Like in the beginning of the episode, you've seen her washing shore right outside Campus Colony's like river or something. Some people save her and bring her in, and at the end, you see her have flashbacks of like when they were breaking her arm and injuring her, so that way she knew that they would take her in to start this whole mission to get Huck out. So now our Hope out. So now they're kind of wondering things like I don't know. It's really crazy. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's great, but I'm kind of like digging it because like we're gonna have Jada soon. We're getting answers. We're getting an idea what's going on with Rick. There might be even stuff happening that we don't know just because there can be multiple things. Um, Huck's mom isn't on screen all the time, so maybe she's dealing with Rick stuff. It's hard to say. But anyways, let me know what you guys are thinking about the world beyond and how you guys think it's going. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you guys dig Walking Dead content. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. That'd be really cool to if you could be a part of that. And yeah, just let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know how you're feeling about Fear and what you're excited for. Tell me some things about Tales Walking Dead. And yeah, take it easy. Peace.